Hello everyone, welcome back to Team Unity. I'm here today to give you a budget deck profile if you're buying 3 lots of the Albaz Strike structure deck. So, we've got the extra deck, side deck, the monsters, spells, traps, and the tokens you get with it. The tokens you get with this structure deck are really nice. The 2 tokens here that I have here are printed on this playmat I just bought about an hour ago. So then we have, let's do side deck no, we'll do that second. No, we'll do that last. Sorry. And then we'll do main deck, and then extra deck, and then side deck. So yeah. So first of the monsters we're running 2 Fall of Albaz, just because it's easily searchable throughout the whole play of this deck. And then after that, we use 2 Albion, the Shrouded Dragon, mainly because of its effect. If we draw a bad hand, we can use this effect from hand, which is placement at the bottom of the deck and draw a card, which is basically easier helps to get Branded Fusion, Branded Lost, all these sort of cards to help you get your Branded Fusion. That's what we're looking for in this deck. Next, we have 2 Tri-Brigade Mercuria. I don't know how to pronounce that, so you have to deal with that. Basically, if you control a fusion monster and your opponent activates a monster effect while I control a fusion monster that mentions Fallen of Albaz as material, you can send this card from your hand or face up on the field to the graveyard and negate the effect. So basically, it's just an easy negate if you control a fusion monster, which you more than likely will be in this build. Next, we have 3 Springen's kit. Just because it's the easy search for spells and traps that list Fallen of Albaz in it, so we could just use that for like Branded Fusion and all that kind of stuff, because it's easily searched through Springens. We then run maxed out Ghost Ogre, because this is what the structure deck comes with, but you can replace it with Ash and stuff like that, because if you're playing against someone that uses continuous traps a lot, boom, destroy it, and it gets rid of their cards on the field and could break their plays pretty hard. Next, we have maxed out Effect Veiler, just to negate the monster's effects. So if the monster's effect is to search deck, Effect Veiler, and then negate it like that, and then that could be their play completely broken for this turn, and then next turn you can finish it. Right, so next we're running 2 Thunder King the Lightning Kaiju, just because of the effect, because we can just tribute their best monster for that in a matter of seconds, and then we can use Branded Judgment, I think it's called. It's in the traps, and just get rid of it and play over it basically. And that's also why we run 2 Radions as well, just because of the effect of tributing your opponent's monsters to help you out. Next, we have 1 Artifact Scythe. You don't really need 3, or you only need 2 really, because you just gotta hope that your opponent is dumb enough just to quickly Twin Twisters it. If it is, then that's an effect just gone off. I can't remember the effect. I'll read it out real quickly. You can set this card from your hand to your spell and trap zone as a spell. During your opponent's turn, if this card is set in the spell and trap zone and is destroyed and sent to your graveyard, special summon it. If this card is special summoned during your opponent's turn, your opponent cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn. So basically just locks them out of their link summoning. Onto spells. Mandatory 3 branded fusion. Just to get into like the Lubellion. What else we got? We got Lubellion. So basically we're gonna use it to get into Lubellion and Albion, the branded dragon. Simply just because it's easier to get Mirror Jade out. Because that's our end product, getting Mirror Jade. And next up, we got 2 branded Lost. Just that means people can't negate the effect of Lubellion, which is discard card, use the material, shuffle material back into the deck, used to fusion summon monster. So if you want Mirror Jade, you'd put Lubellion back in the extra deck, and then you'd get Fallen of Albaz. Well, I'd use Fallen of Albaz and put it back into the main deck and shuffle it. So that's pretty chill, because no one can negate over it. So you basically just a free special summon. And then obviously 3 Dark Ruler no more, just to stop your opponent's big monsters from activating their effects and breaking your chains, or breaking your board up whilst you're, how do I say it, to stop you, so they can't stop you playing and building up your board. And 3 Pot of Extrav. Just because if we don't see branded fusion in our opening hand, we can shuffle the extra deck and remove 6, and draw 2, or we can remove 3 and draw 1 and hope for the best you don't get rid of your Mirror Jades. I haven't done that yet, and I hope never to do that. Then just 1 called by, because it's limited, just so your opponent can't use their own graveyard effects. You just banish it straight away. That's very handy. You don't get the gold rare gold sarcophagus in the structure deck. I just upgraded it because gold sarcophagus, gold rare is funny. You can use that to banish tribal grade Mercuria, and since it's banished, you can add a spell trap that lists Fallen of Albaz to your hand, I think it is, or set it. So that's good. And you have 1 branded sword. That's basically just a last line defense, basically, if you need it, because you won't be able to. Because if you don't have much and you have a load of branded spell and traps in your graveyard, activate that, banish them, and you get tokens equivalent. Hence why there's tokens in the deck. And then Judgment of the Branded. This is what I was going on about a few moments ago. Basically, target 1 level or hate. So this is the effect of it. Target 1 level 8 or higher fusion monster you control. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls with an equal or higher attack than that monster. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard and because it was sent there to activate the effect of Fall of Albaz, this turn you can set this card. You can only use the effect of Judgment of Branded once per turn. It's very, very good. Then you have 3 Warning Point. The effect of it is, when a monster is summoned this turn, that face-up monster cannot attack. Its effects are negated. Also, it cannot be used for materials for fusion, synchro, next season, or link. So you could be locking your opponent out of their plays with that. Then 3 back to the front, just to get the special summons back in. Because if Spriggan's in your graveyard, activate this, special it, activate Spriggan's effect, and then you get a branded spell or trap back to your hand, like this. And it has to be special summoning defense position, so that means you have a line of defense as well, so you can't take damage the rest of that. Well, we can, but if a monster attacks it, unless it has piercing damage, then you're good to go. So, and then the extra deck, 3 Mirror Jades. Although you can only control 1 at a time, when 1 dies, then you can just get a new one out, you know? And then we'll play 3 Lubellion. just because it affects a recent. But we don't really need 3, but 3 is good because if you're using Pot of Extract, you accidentally banish 2 of them, you still have that 1. It keeps recycling itself through this effect though, so it should be good. Albion, the branded dragon. Through his effect, if you use Mirror Jade's effect on him, which is discard from the extra deck and banish 1 monster your opponent controls, you're going to use that once per every 2 turns. He can, I think, is add something back. Hold up. During the end phase, if this card is sent to your graveyard because it's sent to this turn, you can add to your hand, or set 1 branded spell trap directly from your deck. So it's easy searches for branded fusion. 3 Titanic Kid. Titanic Lad, the Ash Dragon. I don't really play it personally. I just use it for Pot of Extra bait. Same with Brigand, the Glory Dragon. I do that the same with them. I use them as Pot of Extra bait, and same with. So apart from Lubellion, Albion, and Mirror Jade, everything else is extra bait. Then the side deck, we have more Kaiju, so we can max out the Kaijus if we need to, depending on your opponent's deck. 3 Awakening the Dragon, because its effect is if this card is set and its owner's if this set card in its owner's control has left the field because of an opponent's card effect, and is now in the graveyard or banished, you can special summon 1 monster from your deck or extract. Basically, it's an easy fusion summon, so I think I can do that directly into Mirror Jade. And then we got 3D Barrier, because the effect of it is declare 1 monster card type, Ritual Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Pendulum. For the rest of his turn, neither player can special summon monsters of that declared type. Also, negate the effects of all monsters of that type while they're on the field. You're going to activate 1-dimensional barrier per turn. That card is personally broken, because if you activate that during your opponent's turn, just like if they're playing Cyburst, no more link summoning. What are they going to do? They're locked out of their plays. So it's very handy. And then we got there can only be 1. This card is okay because each player can only control 1 monster of each type. If a player controls 2 or more monsters of the same type, they must send some to the graveyard, so they control no more than 1 type. One more of that type. So they can, let's say, 2 Cybursts. Oh, let's say 2 Earth. Your opponent controls 2 Earth machines. Activate that, they have to get rid of 1. You know, so it's very handy, but I wouldn't play it too much, to be honest. I think the only ones from the side deck that I play are D-Barrier and Waking the Dragon. But you gotta hope your opponent's dumb enough to get rid of that. So then, can we just take another moment to look at these tokens? See, this is what I like about the map, because they're the tokens put together like this. And personally, I quite like that. And then we have Aluba, and then Tri-Brigade, and the victorious, the virtuous vessels. I think that's how you say it. So, thank you guys for watching. And that is me done for today.